The apartment smelled faintly of something burnt, lingering in the air long after dinner had cooled. Shadows pooled in corners, caught in the dim lamplight, as if the room itself were wary of me. I moved slowly, my hands brushing over the sofa, the armchair, the stack of newspapers that had gone untouched for weeks. Each object seemed ordinary, yet somehow I noticed the absence of warmth. Hush of deliberate silence. I had almost finished folding the few clothes I had brought, my bag resting open on the bed, when I heard it a whisper, low and deliberate. "Tomorrow we'll lock her away." I froze. It was neither shouted nor casual, was certain, precise, the kind of certainty that comes from unchallenged assumptions. The words pressed against my ribcage, cold weight I could not shake. For a long moment I thought I had misheard, but then I caught the half-turn of my son's shoulder, the slight pause in his wife's breath, as if she expected me not to notice. The sound brought back fragments of the past, the little betrayals stitched into our family life, invitations forgotten, subtle dismissals of my advice. The way decisions had been made around me instead of with me. None of it had seemed dangerous then, only inconvenient. Now revealed a pattern, quiet, methodical, almost invisible, but unmistakably hostile. I did not speak. Fingers lingered over the zipper of the bag. Every second stretched, loaded with possibility and fear. I realized I had only one option that preserved what little dignity I had left: leave. And leave quietly. Slipped the bag over my shoulder and moved toward the door, deliberately slow. I observed them without looking directly at them, registering the tension in the air. My son shifted, half-turned, a shadow of indecision passing across his face. His wife's gaze flicked toward me, brief and sharp, then back to her phone. They had assumed compliance. They were wrong. The hall outside was narrow, lined with doors that echoed faintly when touched. I paused at the stairwell, listening. Apartment behind me was still, almost expectant, as if it waited for me to falter. My heart beat, but not wildly, only steadily, reminder that the control I still possessed was in my own hands. I made it to the street. The night smelled of exhaust and rain-soaked concrete. The city hummed faintly in the distance, indifferent. And then I noticed her, building's concierge, a small, wiry man who usually ignored the residents, standing under the glow of the street lamp. His eyes met mine, and without words he gave a small nod. Not approval, not judgment, only recognition. It was enough. I walked away, slow and deliberate, aware of the bag on my shoulder, the weight of the secrets it contained, the whispered plan, the half-heard arguments, the careful erasures of reality they had attempted. I did not need to wield them now. Carrying them was enough. They were mine, quietly, a tether between their intentions and the reality they would face when I was gone. The moral clarity of the night was absent. I had not confronted them. I had not demanded an explanation. The victory was quiet, almost imperceptible. But in its quietness lay a shift. The apartment, the plans, the assumptions, they would have to change. Only because I no longer occupied that space willingly. I thought of my son. Had he been complicit or merely passive? He truly hear the whisper, or had he accepted it unconsciously? I would never know. Uncertainty clung to me more tightly than fear ever could. The streets stretched empty, each step both liberation and reminder. My independence had survived, though at a cost. Trust, perhaps forever, fractured. The bag at my side was a talisman of autonomy. Inside it, the fragments of their secret, heavy yet inert. I paused at the corner where the streetlight flickered. For a moment, imagined turning back, confronting them, demanding answers. but the image felt wrong, not because confrontation lacked power, but because the power I now held was quieter, uncelebrated, yet undeniable. Somewhere behind me, the apartment slept, or plotted, or simply existed without me. I did not know what would happen tomorrow. Perhaps the whispered plan would be abandoned. Perhaps it would be executed. I could not control it. I could only walk forward, carrying the fragments of what I had seen, what I had survived, and so I did.